What's going on, everyone? It's Rando back with another one. So today I want to do a little video with you about saving money. That's what I'm all about. I haven't really bought too many things that were terribly expensive. So whenever I decided to undertake getting a new rifle, I figured, well, let's go with an AR platform. Let's go with Delta Team Tactical. This was brought to you by my paycheck, so nobody funded this. It was just all me trying to see if I could put together the cheapest rifle, because there's always sales out there. I always see, I get ads every day from PSA. They're a great company, order stuff from them, but I'm just saying, their basic rifle, I think that you're looking maybe $4 1/4 or so. I ended up getting this one with a code that I'm gonna leave in the description to save you about 10% off, but I'll leave that in the description. But I used that code to make sure it worked, and I actually ended up getting this rifle for $3 1/4. That's pretty good, I'd say. And that's mag included. That's not just random pieces, but then I had to go buy the mag. I wanted it to be okay, I can pull this out of the box and function. I did throw some stuff on it already. I threw some anti-walk trigger pins, because I did put a clean break 3.5 pound trigger. It's the Sundance from Delta Team Tactical that I bought. So I did a little upgrades to it that put you in that, from PSA, their plain basic rifle price range, but just for this rifle, getting it. So I'll show you that to you here now. Before we do that though, please go check out Holy Pursuit's Dream Foundation, a great organization that gets kids and their families outdoors and shares the love of God. So go ahead and check them out. I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks. So here's the rifle. Unloaded, of course. Now I already threw an optic on it. I didn't get it out to the range yet to sight this in. This is the Monstrum laid on 1:6. I'm gonna use this just on this rifle, but I wanted to keep it budget, keep it cheap. So whenever you go on Delta Team's website, or if you get their emails ready, you're gonna see that they constantly have sales. So this Aegis lower I picked up. Now you can buy a full Aegis rifle. Aegis, I think it's a Greek for shield, okay? But it has the minimalist stock, just a regular standard plain Jane stock grip here. Not bad. I'm going to upgrade that, but I'm looking at just for the basic plain rifle. Now this is from their Jawbreaker series, so this is a 16-inch barrel. Now I did look, and since myself purchasing this and now making this upload, these have actually sold out, but I know that they're going to have more cool stuff like this in stock. To me, I don't know, this is just really sweet, cool pattern on it and everything. Obviously lots of aluminum here, but this is actually 223 Wild with a 1-to-8 twist, carbine length gas system, and actually a heavy barrel. Now this lower here uses standard parts kit. Again, 6 position, minimalist. I'll drop a little picture of the parts list here that they use for the lower itself. And then I got a mag. I just ordered a regular steel mag. So a couple things that I did to it quick. Now, whenever you buy, you can buy a complete upper that has the bolt carrier group and the charging handle. I actually kind of pieced it together myself. I did the ambi charging handle, and then I did, I think it was Mercury Precision, which is the full auto bolt carrier group as well. Now, things that I added, again, the flat face trigger that with the 3.5 pound pull, and I'll show you, that's their Sundance one. And then I threw an ambi safety on it because I'm a lefty and I suck at life, so I needed to get an ambi. The only thing I didn't put on it yet was the ambi mag release, which will come here in the future, but I want to get it out to the range here. So why did I pick this one? Because there actually was a complete gun now that also came with a little bit different furniture on it and a mag that was, I think it was around the same price, maybe 15 bucks more. The only reason I didn't go with that one was because it did not have a forward assist. Now, is a forward assist necessary? I guess if your chamber is really that bad or that dirty to where the round's not seating, you really shouldn't be forcing it in there anyway. But I wanted everything to be just kind of normal, fit and function. I wanted to have the ability, to seat around, because I really don't foresee myself throwing this mud or dirt where the chamber would be like that. But what happens if maybe I'm using steel cased and it just won't seat properly because steel is a pain in the butt? Well, then I'll push this and get it in there. Either way, overall, fit, finish, I mean, seriously, everything's great. Everything's lining up as it should, fitting very well, staked in the right areas, thread locker used in the right areas. Now again, and just standard bird cage here as far as the flash hider goes. I'm not taking anything off there yet because I want to get it to the range and actually just shoot it as is. Because normally I'm, you know, throwing a suppressor on something or doing what have you, but I really just want to use this the way it is and see how it performs. So pretty excited to get it out to the range. Overall, like I said, fit, finish, looks great. And for the price, I really don't think that you can go wrong. But yeah, pretty sweet. I really just wanted to find an option that could kind of beat a good go-to budget rifle, which is PSA. And this obviously, like, you know, if you were looking at budget and stuff, I would include Bear Creek in the budget. And as far as overall looks of this, as far as other Bear Creek rifles that I have or uppers, I didn't have to like pull bolts out of this and thread lock them because everything was stupid loose. And I have a very strong feeling I'm not immediately going to have to replace a firing pin in this like a Bear Creek. So I wanted to get something budget, not a PSA, went with Delta Team Tactical. Let's go shoot it. Enough talking. Before we go shoot it, let's see if this trigger actually does break at around 3.5 pounds as advertised, because I don't want to sell you short on something, especially if it comes at a good deal. I mean, 80 bucks, you really can't beat it. Plus with my code, 10% off. All right, so 3.5 pounds there. Now, yes, is this a cheap gauge? For sure, but it's going to give us a basic idea. Let's go ahead and break again. And about 3.5. Let's do a third correlation just to ensure we are correct. And 3.5. I'd say we're good. All right, finally out at the range. Nice misty cool day, but hey, I'll take it. It's a day not at work and getting to do some stress relief. So let's go ahead and put our first shots down range together. I'm actually gonna get this zeroed here. I'm gonna use a 50 yard out there. I do have some steel targets, and then I have a silhouette set up at 100. I'm gonna do some shooting, get a pattern, and then we're gonna move to like 50 yards on the silhouette out there, 100 yards, and then see if we can reach to maybe around 150 yards with it, just to see if this cheap Monstrum Late-On optic on our cheap rifle holds up. So let me go ahead and get my ears on. This is on safe. Let's get it in the holder here. Let's take our first shot. All right, looks like my ejection pattern is actually pretty well from where I'm standing. My brass is kind of like right here between like the 3 and 4 position. So I think that's pretty good. Took me, I don't know, maybe 10 rounds or so to get it on, like zeroed in where we needed to, at least at 50 yards. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna put the camera down there. I'm just gonna show a little group at 50 yards with this. Now, mind you, everything budget. I did nothing to this rifle. This is exactly how Delta Team sent it to me. I bought it. But let's get you down there a little bit closer to the target so that you can at least see that group that I'm creating. And let's go. Now these I'm using, what am I using? 223 Remington brass. Just cheap stuff I bought up at Dunham. So just target rounds. All right, let's take you down a little bit closer. So not a terrible group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots. Not the worst group, in all honesty, for me moving, having it on a tripod and just running back. At 50 yards, cheap ammo, I think it's holding. Now obviously I'm gonna move out though. We're gonna do the silhouette target. We're gonna see what kind of shots we can get. Shooting is fun, regardless of training. Just getting out and at least putting some rounds down range is actually kind of nice. just to be out in nature a little bit. Working on target practice is, I don't know, maybe kind of soothing to some people. Trying to thread a needle, per se, using skill. Or at least steadiness, which honestly I need to work on. But let's take a gander at the hits. All of them are actually on this. So as I come up to it, kind of surprised, but let's take a look together. Okay, so these were my last few at 50. These are 100. And flyer over here, and here, 150. So as I go a little bit farther out, I'm gonna say that that's my own error of moving. But I guess if I would have used maybe like the top of the arc as far as the target goes instead of the central dot, I think that if I use that top arc, it would have put more of my shots down here. Now as I step farther out, obviously the shots will be lower with the 50 yard to 0. Again, using just kind of cheap white box ammo that you get just for plinking around. So I don't think that was too bad. Let's just now kind of shoot it for fun. We have it pretty dialed in. Something I'd like to work more with, obviously. Some user error there, but that just gives me time to be at the range. But as far as seeing this gun actually shoot for what it is, ridiculously cheap. Cheaper than any sale on most sites right now. That's why I got it. So I wanted to see if this budget option would work. Now let's fire some steel case through it. I'm not gonna lie, I already fired a couple through it and it worked just fine. Wonder why they call it a jawbreaker. Man, I guess if you whack somebody in the face hard enough with it, it's gonna break their jaw, so that would work. We're all gonna run out of bullets eventually. Gotta use it another way, right? So I know that I ordered this from Delta Team Tactical, but all these parts and everything like that, as far as the lower, it's the Aegis, as I said, it's from Davidson Defense, as well as the Jawbreaker from Davidson Defense. Also sold through Delta Team Tactical. Mainly because I have to walk back and forth to get targets and stuff anyway, I'm gonna shoot a couple more here. I'm gonna do some, I think I have like 6 more rounds. I'm gonna try to hit the no-no square and we'll go from there. From the range, same day, different location. It's crazy what a couple miles does as far as the weather goes. But anyway, I thought it functioned overall really well. I think that using brass and steel cased ammo, 5.56 and 2.23, because you can use this through a 2.23 Wild, I think went real well. I had 0 issues, 0 hiccups, 0 problems. Accuracy, not too bad, but I have to do my part and I got to sight it in a little bit better. But if you're thinking about a complete, just straight budget rifle that's going to work, everything is holding up really well. Everything is put together very well. I'm thoroughly pleased. Like I said, under 350, how can you go wrong? Everything is working just as it should. Overall, really nice rifle. To me, it's a no-brainer. I know there's going to be sales out there. I know we're getting reported sales every day through all of our emails and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm trying to go with the most budget-friendly option that at least I could think of, and this has worked. So anyway, happy I picked it up. Go check it out. Lots more to come. I do appreciate your time as always. And be safe, be kind. God bless everyone. I'll catch you next time.